How's my volume? Hold on. Let me see. Um, just fine. Okay, great. Of course, I've unplugged and plugged everything back in as per usual. Link Webster, good morning. I, for one, am so happy to be here on Monday afternoon, starting the week off right with another fresh LOL suit. I mean, of course, we've known this one has been coming because um, Toilet Baby just could not contain his excitement the second a document was filed in this case. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I am referring to the Husseth and Toilet Baby versus AK in the state of Maryland. Is it Maryland? Yeah, Maryland. Um, we've known about it. There's been talk about it, but there's not been service, right? And until there's service, successful service, as we all know, it's a big fat nothing burger. So, word around the campfire over the weekend was that AK's, I don't know, AK was served. I guess she's admitting to that, and she has the documents in hand, which of course means I have the documents in hand. So that's fun. I need to look again and see when the hearing is for the TRO, but I believe it's like next week, is it? Let me pull it up. Sorry, of course I had it up and I closed the window because I'm a genius, you know? Meanwhile, though, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, actually. Um, I keep losing track of time. Wicked Crafter, Ophelia, Wendy. Hello, Wendy. Wendy, I was walking through the parking lot at the grocery store this morning. I had to go get stuff for lunch. We had these chicken Caesar salad wrap things that were delicious. Anyway, halfway through the parking lot, I got a text message to which I had to reply to Siri. Hey Siri, call Wendy. I had no time. No, I don't really. No, hold on. Hey Siri, go away. My freaking Siri just started calling you know who. I guess I can't say it again. Of course not. Anyway, that's a story for another day, Wendy. But I realized there were like literally three people in the area around me, and it was like windy. And I'm trying to put this card away. So I had to say, hey, you know who, call you know who, like more than once. And I was like, I'm sure I sound like a pretentious asshole commanding my Siri to call some woman named Wendy in the middle of a Monday morning. Oh my gosh. Did I leave them out? I sure did. Anyway, dogs in a bark. My dog likes to bark in the middle of the day. It's totally fine. We will all cope with it. Lasheth Jean, thank you so much for gifting 5 Shamrock memberships. Addicted to Cold Brew, Katie Cakes, Effie Cujo, Alex Glitter, and Hollow. Welcome. And in most cases, I should say, welcome back. Welcome back, kids. Shake them out of the tree, boys and girls. I shipped off a official FOF list April 2024 edition mouse pad to none other than Yamano Zami this morning. Completely redesigned. And this one has the names of everybody who was shook out of the tree is highlighted. It's really cute. So Sherry B got the tumbler and Yamano Zami got the mouse pad. I really should. You know what? I have a giveaway I have to go back and do. Do you guys remember that one tumbler that was like the flying pig? And I said we'll do a giveaway, and then I totally forgot. Sorry. Brioche says, "Is that the Alex Glitter?" Of course it is. Welcome all new members. Thank you so much, Lasheth, Jean, Bella, Mia, Vamp. Thank you so much for being a member. Forever a Basic Betty. Welcome, Wendy M. Happy to be here on Monday morning. Forever Basic Betty to you as well. Happy 3 months. All right, listen. So over the weekend, AK made it known that I guess whatever. I don't know if she's been served or somebody signed for it, whatever the case may be. She's got the documents in her hands. So of course I do. So we're going to do a dramatic reading this morning of the motion for temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction in the Ken Chikatchian and Cliff Rebello versus, is it Afsha Khalil? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm just going to say AK, you know. So it's probably going to be a lot of Hussy, Toilet Baby, and AK, but Toilet Baby is kind of a lot, to get out. So I'm not so sure how that's going to go. We'll see. And oh yeah, I was supposed to be pulling up. Hold on. Let me pull the case up and see what date this hearing is set for. If I were Miss Ma'am, I would probably definitely go in and ask for some sort of continuance since it took so long to get the documents. I don't know. I see Alex in chat. I don't see AK. You should make some custom maracas that say shake 'em out of the tree. Oh, stop and smell the roses. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Hand painted. That would be a fun crafting activity, wouldn't it? Okay. When is the hearing scheduled for? Oh my gosh, May 23rd. Nikki P be knowing that's why you put that date in the chat. May 23rd. What a treat. Okay. It doesn't say what time. And do we have like the Zoom instructions? Does anybody know? Is that gonna go up there or what? All right. So as you all know, just a refresher, this is not attorney Robert Maxwell, not the same attorney that is representing Husseth Jean in the New York, Washington, D.C. matter. However, this is esteemed tax attorney. Is it Dita? I'm not sure. Dita and Sumana Jones Esquire. She is licensed in the state of Maryland, and she's listed on the paperwork that she is with the firm Maxwell and Price LLP, 9466. Well, that's the address anyway, but based out of Maryland. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess geography wise, geographically, I realize DC, Maryland, all those states up there are kind of bunched up together. So it's not a far stretch that this tax attorney does work for Mr. Maxwell's firm. Okay, fine. Whatever. Monica, thank you for being a member for 9 months. Sham rocks just in time. I needed a voice of sanity and reason today. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Monica. Poltergeisha, holy crap. You hurt, yeah, you broke your arm skateboarding. That's what I thought. I saw that on Twitter. I hope you get well soon, girl. It says at the bottom of the docket that no files will be uploaded to the docket. Oh, so I don't think instructions for Zoom will go on there either. I didn't even see that. Hmm. Thank you, Nikki P. Well, good thing. See, with the original Hussey versus DC case, as you all know, I had access to everything because I was friendly with counsel on one side. Now, as you all know, well, we'll have no problem seeing everything we need to see for this suit as well. And I think that's just delightful. I would hate to be in the dark, trying to report on the goings ons of this particular court action. you know. All right. Don't worry, we're going to keep you guys up to date, up to the minute on the Hussey versus DC and Ron, just as we will the Hussey and ToiletBaby versus AK. So let's get into it. So May 23rd, okay, just under 30 days until the hearing. Mm. Oh, that's so nice of you, Ratatouille. Yes, please make nice. All right. No reason not to. Good morning, DG. DG, you had an exciting weekend, did you not? That was this weekend. Congratulations. Okay, listen, we have to get into it or we'll never get into it because I have some other business I kind of want to skim over. But now that I'm thinking about it and I'm actually looking at the pages of this complaint, which I don't think I even printed the whole thing, my bad. We'll get there if we get there. We might not. I can't promise that I can get through 91 pages of court documents in a day and a half. I can't make that promise. And I won't. And I won't. So many DMVers. Where I believe the BMV. Anyway, does Virginia deserve to be included? I mean, you guys know what I mean. Anyway. Okay, so in the circuit court for whatever county, Howard County. So we've got, what do we have here? Howard County, Fayette County, the District of Columbia. Interesting. What other counties will be affected? What other counties' court systems will be brought into ridiculous legal matters regarding our community's internet tomfuckery? I guess we'll find out. All right, so Hussey and Gigi versus AK. Oral hearing requested. Motion for temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction. Plaintiffs Hussey and Gigi, by and through undersigned counsel, respectfully request this court to issue a temporary restraining order and a preliminary injunction. One, enjoining defendant AK from making any additional or further defamatory statements against plaintiffs, either in person or online, pursuant to Maryland Rule 15504A. Also, number two, directing defendants to remove any and all defamatory statements against plaintiffs in her social media. And three, granting any other equitable relief pending the results of the plaintiff's suit against defendant. Since last year, defendant AK, has been actively using their personal social media accounts to engage in campaigns of harassment and defamation willfully and deliberately against plaintiffs by openly and falsely accusing plaintiffs of being, quote, sex predators, liars, scammers, and other defamatory written and or oral statements. Defendant also falsely categorized plaintiffs of being, quote, sexual predators. I don't believe AK has ever actually made that claim. I could be wrong. I don't think so. I don't know. However, I'm pretty sure she's like, I don't think I ever said that. I know a lot of you, have your feelings about watching content from AK or her friends, but I would just really kind of implore you all to take a moment and at least at minimum watch the stream that AK did with Alex Glitter yesterday. Where is Alex Glitter? Alex Glitter Queen. There she is. Alex, would you mind linking the stream you did yesterday with AK in the chat for me? I know Lisa Simpson can probably grab it quicker than I. Thank you. I appreciate all of your hard work. There's Nikki P. There. Are there any tweets or evidence attached, or is it all general? Nikki P. Be knowing I have not seen any evidence or attachments, so that doesn't mean that there aren't any. Surely there are. Um, and I don't know if there are. I don't. Thank you, Nikki P. If there are, I don't know if AK has them. I don't know. Um, there we go. I'll pin that. Thank you. Look at Nikki P. All right. So wait, let me go back. So it says defendant also falsely categorized plaintiffs of being sexual predators via, this is important, via the republication of third party defamatory videos. Like they're saying explicitly in their own filing that AK falsely categorized Hussey and Gigi of being sexual predators, and how she did it was the republication of third party defamatory videos on their personal Twitter accounts. Like, that's it. That's all. That's the claim, right? So, is that not what they have to prove or whatever? Right? Thank you, Alex. Alex, you're in chat. Do you know, are there any attachments or exhibits or evidence or whatever? Anything to back up these very specific claims? I would say that this is quite the specific claim. Falsely categorizing Gigi and Hussey as being sexual predators via the republication of third party defamatory videos on their Twitter accounts. All right. And then saying, even knowing that neither of the plaintiffs have ever been arrested or prosecuted for whatever criminal activity she claims Hussey and Gigi have been involved with, or indeed have a clinically diagnosed addiction to alcohol. Okay. Now, that may be true, and that's okay if that's true, but that doesn't mean that AK's assessment and opinion and statement that either one of them are whatever it is she calls them, that it's not, can't also be true, right? Like, for example, nobody's a rapist Like nobody's guilty of committing a crime until they've committed the crime, and then how do they usually get caught and found out? Somebody ends up gathering valid, verifiable, um, evidence that it took place. So just because AK had knowledge that neither Hussey or Gigi had ever been arrested or prosecuted for whatever it is that they're saying she accused them of. I don't think she ever made an actual accusation, but either way about it. Okay, so if they haven't been arrested or prosecuted, doesn't mean that it's not still true based on the respondent or the defendant having valid, verifiable reason based on fact with evidence to substantiate that claim. And AK says that she does. She maintains that she does. Why go after AK? Why not go after the people who originally posted the alleged defamatory videos? I mean, Lisa Simpson, you would think if they were actually taking, that's a very good point. Because you would think if they were actually taking these defamatory statements as seriously as they claim they are, and if these defamatory statements are as damaging to both of them as they both are swearing to a court of law that they are, that they would have also taken the time and extended the effort in, oh, I don't know, at least attempting to obtain the identity of the account holder creating these statements so that they can, also seek um the court's order to like put a stop to it, right? And I think that's an excellent point that you make because I think that's a pretty fucking strong point because if you have the means to actually hire legal counsel in whatever state you need to hire legal counsel in to file these lawsuits in an actual court of law and set hearings and have people served and compel motherfuckers to come and testify, right? And swear truths under oath to your battery of questions. You would think that you would take the time and effort to, oh, I don't know, what would you do if, oh, well, that's a Twitter account and I don't know who's behind it, but I really want to take them to court? Okay, what do? You hire an attorney to file a legal cause of action to what? Compel Twitter to subpoena the information or whatever. I mean, surely isn't there something like that that can be done? Or am I just, I'm no fucking lawyer. What do I know? I'm just saying, y'all are filing all these lawsuits with actual fucking attorneys across state lines. You're collecting $10,000 a pop, taking people to court over shit they said on the internet. And in this case, you're taking AK to court over shit somebody else said on the internet that she just either agreed with or retweeted. And you can't bother to try to at least find out who this welfare wig person is. So at least you can sue whoever it is who's saying this shit. Give me a fucking break. Tell me you're not just going after AK because you're petty bitches and you're doing it for clout and views and money on the internet. Don't worry, Haza. Thank you so much for the super chat. Anyone else feel victory robbing the fuck out of DoorDash? Totally unrelated. What? Thank you so much for the super chat. Anyway, someone told me Hussey is literally going to go after Jan's Views. Sherry, I heard some chatter about that, but I'll be honest, Jan's Views is another player whom I just never had the time to like get to know who is this person and what's going on with them. So why Hussey is going after Jan's Views, I don't know. How can Hussey hold Clara accountable for this defamation as the originator and then sue someone else for the same? Nikki P, I thought the same thing today. I was like, this jackass is suing AK for the same shit that he claims DC caused. Because, like, that's like the main whole basis of his lawsuit against Clara in Washington, DC is that she caused me damages. I can no longer be the content creator I once was. I no longer have the ability to make the income doing what I'm doing because of what Clara and then later Ron did and said about me. Now he's turning around in another court in another state and trying to make the exact same claim and have AK pay for it. Well, now AK is the one who for the last year has been slandering and defaming me all over the internet and cost me my internet career and cost me subscribers and cost me income. And she should be liable for compensatory monetary damages and also slap her with a court order to never speak of me again. Give me a fucking break. This is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Can DC bring that to court saying now he's blaming someone else to get it thrown out? I mean, I don't know. That I would at the very least be like, just so you know, who was that judge? I forget his name, but he was not down with any of the fuck shit. Just so you know, she's doing. I mean, how can you do that? How can you sue somebody in one state and say, during this time frame, your words and actions towards and about me on the internet caused me to lose subscribers, lose income, and suffer irreparable damage to my reputation. Pay me, and then you get paid for it. And then you literally turn around in another state, another court of law. You say, "Hey, during the same exact time frame, Judge Milton, thank you, Sky Fifth. During the same exact time frame, as my previous lawsuit in which I settled, where I blamed somebody else for causing me these damages. This person also caused me damages. And guess what? By saying the same fucking thing as the first person said about me. I mean, that is, that's pretty fucking interesting and remarkable, is it not? Is that why one of the reasons why it was so important for Hussey to get somebody to join his lawsuit? Gigi, you dumb fuck. Now Gigi's signing his name to documents that are just absolutely fucking laughable. And further, besides that, remember Gigi did the fundraiser raising money to hire an attorney to take somebody else in a totally different state to court for the same fucking things and damages and shit that he's now turning and saying, "Well, no, never mind, it wasn't Ron. It was AK." Like, what are you doing, you fucking weirdo? If I were you, I would call this tax attorney, whatever her name is. Is it Johnson? I don't know. Let me see. No, I think Johnson is Ron and Clara's attorney in the Washington D.C. case. Jones. Oh my God, is it Jones and Johnson? Jesus. Has AK hired a lawyer? Glamour mayhem? Not to my knowledge. I mean, who? Listen, I don't think you guys realize like attorneys are not cheap. People don't just have attorney money. They might be doing okay or whatever, and not having to e-bag on the YouTubes for lawnmowers, but not everybody has. Yes, Lucretia Johnson is Clara's attorney. Thank you, Nikki P. Always keeping us on track. And you wouldn't hire a lawyer until you've actually been served. Well, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to speak with a lawyer beforehand if you knew something was coming down the pipes. My question was, how did Clara not show Hussey had no career left when she defamed him? Hi, catching live today, Sarah Ward. Clara did not get out of the gate in that lawsuit. Hussey and his attorney kind of sort of mollywopped her. And as much as they were able to slam a clip down of her calling him literally like an actual PEDO, I think. Like it was very bad. The language that he used, the judge described it as vile. She was absolutely appalled. And that was the mollywop, was them slapping that clip down, but it made it even worse that they slapped the clip down after not only Clara, but her attorney, Ms. Biederman, both testified and stated to the court that Clara said nothing of the sort. And then Hussey's attorney slapped the clip down. Or should I say, me and Lisa Simpson, because I think we both bopped it straight over. Like, here it is. Slap it up there, my guy. Show her. We were watching that hearing live and heard Clara and her attorney, Miss Biederman, tell the court flat out Clara never said that. We were like, bullshit. And here you go. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Clara lost that case herself right out of the gate. Like that was a massive fuck up. I almost wonder, I don't know. I mean, that judge was pretty appalled by the language. So I think that she probably would have ruled in Hussey's favor, even if Clara and her attorney hadn't bold faced fucking lied in court and denied what could be proven so easily. I don't know. Anyway, where were we? God dang it. We're never gonna get through this. I'm on literally page 2. Yes, she was disgusted. You could tell genuinely, Ratatouille, genuinely. Clara lied and also failed to prove how it was a back and forth. What an idiot. Yeah, she didn't even get a chance to prove that, Lisa. Like they fucked up so bad. Once they finally got to the frickin' TRO hearing and Clara and what's her name? Donna Biederman lied, which, okay, maybe I shouldn't be saying Donna Biederman lied in court because maybe, just maybe, Clara lied to her and she really, truly didn't, which is probably the case. I highly doubt Donna Biederman lied in court. So I'll take it back. Whatever. Just saying that happened. All right. Maybe I misspoke. Whatever. Simmer down. I bet Clara's got Donna Biederman on speed dial right now. And she's like, Samantha is saying that you lied in court. You might want to do something about that. Anyway, where were we? Okay. So just because Hussey and Gigi have never been arrested for or prosecuted for whatever it is they claim. And I love how they just get real vague there. And literally they say has never been prosecuted for whatever criminal activity she claims plaintiffs have been involved with. I mean, you guys are the ones making the very specific accusations that she called you sexual predators. So, I don't know. Like, did she actually say that you were the sexual predators, or did she say that via the republication of third party defamatory videos on her Twitter account? Like, I don't know. In which case, yeah, why are you not trying to sue that person? I don't know. All right. Plaintiffs have been involved with, or indeed, oh, yeah, also that plaintiffs have been involved with, or indeed have clinically diagnosed addiction to alcohol. Um, I mean, listen, how much, because isn't it just like, don't they have to prove that there was some sort of damage caused by her calling them alcoholics? Like, exactly what sort of damage could be caused? And further down, well, it's actually not in the motion, it's in the memorandum of law supporting the motion. It says specifically over the last year. Well, that covers the same time span as the Clara. Or no, I guess it doesn't. Well, no, it does. At least partially covers the same time span as the filing on Clara. Or they're literally saying, okay, yeah, well, in 2022 and part of 2023, Clara caused these damages, but now in what's as far back as they go? They go back to 2022, don't they? Hold on, you guys. Because like this just doesn't make sense. Because specifically though, they are making the claim for Hussey anyway that it says prior to commencement of AK's defamation campaign against Hussey, Hussey used to profit between, and I think it's supposed to read $1,000 and $1,500 monthly from Twitch. He currently now profits between 300 and 500. Isn't this the exact same claim that he made on Clara? Jody, thank you so much for joining memberships. Forever a basic Betty for you. Tammy D, thank you for being a member for 13 months. Forever Basic Betty for you as well. So I just don't understand. I really need to get the original Clara complaint so we can like write down and compare that, like literally, because they spell out an actual timeline of events, like they give the dates. Hold on, let me go back. So I've got, it says, okay, specifically for AK, it says over the past 12 months, and this was filed in March. So that's, they're going back to March 2023. But in their little examples, I thought that they went back to 2022 on some of this stuff for AK. But no, this is all 2023 and 2024. All of this was, so hold on. Yeah, this is all after the damage he claims Clara caused to his reputation. Clara already settled for causing irreparable damage to Hussey's character and business. He is a dirty double dipper. Okay, but how can he claim that he was making $1,000 to $1,500 a month prior to AK beginning her campaign, which by their paperwork he claims started in March 2023, when during the same time he was telling a DC court that he had already lost his income, that his income had already been chopped down to 300 and 500 by Clara for a period the year prior to that, like 2022. Isn't that right? Am I like totally off on a tangent or what? Clara, yeah, I already said that. I mean, I already read that. Okay, hold on. Where is that DC case? The original. Oh, I know I can always find that one easy. Hold on. Hussey versus Clara. Yeah, it's this one. P Day today. Thank you for being a member for 27 months. Forever Basic Betty for you. Happy Monday. Always listening when doing house shit. I listen and don't chat a whole lot too, and sometimes I feel bad. Okay, let's see. There's the complaint. That's the motion for temporary restraining order. Okay, so that's the complaint. So what is their timeline? This was filed in March. Yep, March of 2023. And they say since last year. Nature of complaint since last year. So that would be 2022 to 2023, right? Where's my notebook? How is Hussey gonna try to sue AK for the same like damages? And I'm not just talking like monetary damages. Okay, babe. Listen, this we might have to break this up into several parts because we are really gonna pick this apart and get down to the nitty fucking gritty of this. Lisa Simpson says, "What are you doing, Husith Jean?" I know, right? Baby Bop's got it. Putting Beg Linda's riding her grifted mower in the chat. Everybody's always scamming and grifting. Aren't they friends with Hussey again? I don't know. I don't know who's who. Hold on. I can't find my other notebook. Oh, wait. It's right there. Okay. Hold on. Mm-mm-mm. What have you attached yourself to? Gaining ground. What have you gotten yourself into? It's my understanding you have some assets that could be mm, compromised if you go around doing stupid shit. Sherry B says Begland is on Cameo. I heard that today. Dawn, did I say thank you for being a member for 12 months? If not, I appreciate you. The hissy wig. This is why I told both AK and DC to listen very carefully to the others' court cases because Hussey will be blaming each of them for the same exact thing. That's what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. All of this. Isn't that crazy that Clara did all of this to him and he suffered all these damages in 2022 and 2023? And now that he's blown through the 10K, now he's coming around for AK and trying to tell a court in another state the exact same story and make her pay too. Also, I would find interesting is this original complaint that he filed against us or against DC in Washington DC, the first one. Is there any mention of Clara's involvement with this third party group? The bodega. I see Silvana's name. Look, this is all 2020. Oh, you guys can't see it. I'm not going to put it on the thing either. Okay, hold on. Since last summer. Okay, so this was filed in March and they went back to summer of 2022. Okay, DC filed March 2023. And they go back to summer 2022. He gets more attention for suing than personality. Stephanie C, that's very true. Thank you for being a member for 10 months. Forever a Basic Betty. Okay, so it says since last summer and then says over the past 12 months. Okay, and their examples start November 12th, 2022, I believe. 2022. Hold on, where did he say? Okay, so right here it says the same exact thing in March of 2023. He's claiming again in, when was this filed? February? Hold on, where is that? Maryland. March, no, this was filed March 8th. So exactly 12 months later, he's claiming again that prior to AK's campaign of defamation, he had been making between $1,000 and $1,500 a month on Twitch. And he's saying the exact same thing in this filing against AK. In fact, hold on. I'm going to read them from each filing, like literally the same paragraph side by side. So we have the case versus Clara. He claims prior to summer of 2022 or prior to March of 2022. He says plaintiff Hussey has been creating online content for his fans over the past few years. Last year, prior to the public online posting of defendants' defamatory statements, Hussey had over 200 paid memberships on his Twitch channel. He also, on average, had 600 views per live stream prior to the commencement of Clara's defamation campaign against him. And he used to profit between $1,000 and $1,500 a month from Twitch. Now, 1 year later, March 2023, he claims Plaintiff Hussey has been creating online content for his fans over the past few years. Last year, prior to the public online posting of defendants' defamatory statements, Hussey had over 225. That's interesting. That would show that his memberships increased from the prior lawsuit from the year prior, which said he had over 200. Now he's claiming over 225. Hussey had over 225 memberships on his Twitch channel. He now has only between 100 and 125. Prior to the commencement of AK's defamation campaign against Hussey, he used to profit, and again he says, between $1,000 and $1,500 monthly from Twitch. Now he currently profits between $300 and $600. How? How do you figure? Exactly, Mr. Lonely. His attorney lifted and shifted the text. These two complaints, I'm literally looking at them side by side. They're the same freaking thing. I just cannot wrap my head around that. I just can't. One is against DC, one's against AK. I love it. So the one against DC he filed in March of 2023 claimed actions of hers over the year prior. And then a year later, he files one on AK. And since March of 2023, and this shit has to overlap because I know that that the case against Clara, like it didn't only include up to shit that they claim she did up to March 2023. It continued. I just can't believe it's the exact same thing. Nikki P says even the judge in Clara's case said you can't come back here claiming other people are saying the stuff Clara has already been found liable for. Yeah. Yamano Zami, thank you so much for gifting 5 Shamrock memberships. Shake them out of the tree, baby. Ooh, DB. Simply Rose to you, Doe Adair, Ms. Monster. Who else? Hold on. I got to catch up. And did I miss that? Ooh, Sadila Lynn. Welcome. I know I butcher that. I can just feel it. Thank you so much. All right. Don't worry. Don't worry. Haza says, shake that as. Anyway, crazy shit. Like, are you allowed to do that again? I don't know. I don't know. I'm no attorney. What do I know? Okay, so, but the oldest, like, example that they give for AK's case, so it starts in May of 2023. May 23rd, 2023. May, June, July, August, September, October. Oh, all the way to February 6th, 2024. Oh, here's back January 2023, February 2023, March. July. Like, who put this together? July 16th, July 11th, July 29th, September 11th, on or about September. Like, holy shit, who put this together? There's so much. There is just so much. And I don't just want to like read it out like all hooked on phonics over there, and not really like dig into like what is being said, like what their fucking arguments really are. Oh my god, did I? So sorry. Thank you, Lisa. Where was it? I was probably reading. I apologize. Thank you so much for being. Oh, there you are. Thank you for being a member for 5 months, Suzanne, the Swedish Yarny hooker. I didn't even see Yaba in the chat. Hey, baby. Tisk tisk. Husseth Jean is trying to double dip for sure. Here listening while doing housework. Love you too. Hashtag Team AK. Thank you for your support, girl. Mm-mm-mm. This is insane. I'm shocked and appalled. First of all, I'm shocked and appalled that Hussey thinks he can do this, but I'm more shocked and appalled that he found an attorney to do this. And it's not just like he found an attorney. It's not like he had a DC attorney against Clara and did all that with his DC attorney and then went and found like some fresh, Maryland attorney and like we say in another state, but let's face it, these attorneys are licensed to practice in the same states. Maryland, Washington D.C., or if they're not licensed to practice in a neighboring state, somebody in their firm does. The paperwork says she's with Robert Maxwell's firm. So his firm, Robert Maxwell's firm, who was the attorney representing in the DC case, is literally copy and pasting the same paperwork into this Maryland case against AK. It's insanity. Hold on. Yeah, I totally should. Okay, listen, excellent suggestion. So I'm gonna Yaba Yaba just texted me. She said you should take a poll on whose side everyone is on now and then take one when you get done reading it all. Let's do that. Shall we? Hold on. Mm-mm-mm. It's great because it's anonymous. I love it. I real I wish you could have more than one poll going at a time because I'd really like to do it for the DC versus Ron and or not the Hussey versus DC and Ron case. Which, oh my god, again, the stream that I have linked or pinned at the top of the stream, at the top of the chat, Nikki PB knowing has the link there. That is AK and Alex's stream from yesterday. I swear for God, do yourself a favor and go watch that stream. They go over these DMs between Ron and Clara from August of last year. Remember when Ron had that breakdown in the basement and Clara was in DC and Christina Lava Lamp and AJ Lear and all them and all that shit blew up? These are the private messages between Ron and Clara during that time where they're pointing the finger at each other, telling each other, I lost everything. No, I lost everything. I lost everything and I have to go be berated by my aunt. Like it's fucking great. They are real. They're not doctored. How they came about them is Clara shared the screenshots with somebody else over there in the bodega. And of course, now as time's gone on, they have now been revealed. It's a good time. You have to go watch that shit. There's one screenshot where Clara, it's when Clara S no, it's when she unalive herself baited. I don't know why I'm not allowed to say the words, but I'm just not gonna say them anyway. And she said she made lunch and then she crumbled on the floor and cried, but Slade was in his room. Nobody saw or heard her because Slade was in his room and Ron and Negs had driven off somewhere, and then they were able to show from the date and time stamps on those messages from Clara talking about that at the exact day and time that Clara's talking about Ron having driven off somewhere while she was having a melty in the kitchen, he was messaging what's her name? What was her name? Was it AJ or Christine Lovelamp? Now I can't remember. Whatever. It's good fucking drama. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. Do yourself a favor, watch that stream. It's fucking great. You don't want to miss it. Christina Lava Lamp. Yes, thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay, so whose side are you on? Let's just stick on topic. Hussy slash GG versus AK. All right. And it's one or the other. Okay. It is one or the other. If you think that is good drama and that's good storytelling, wait till I get to telling you guys what the hell is going on over there in, I don't even know what they call them anymore. I'll give you a hint. It's got to do with the drive through Randall and Wendy from the Dr. Phil show and Diane, the lady who stole that money from the kids with cancer. Probably not going to get to that today, but maybe tomorrow. And I tell you what, at the last minute, I had to eeny, meeny, miny, moe it if I was going to stay on topic with this horseshit lol suit, um, or if I was going to pivot at the last minute over to that sideshow mess of a mess. Don't worry, we'll get to everything. Exactly, Mac Attack. Who needs TV and movies with this content? Like, who would sit down and even sit down on Netflix and put a movie on, or even like a series and binge watch it when you could be on YouTube getting down and dirty with this absolute fucking bullshit. you know. Nikki says I'm bad to going for Sam. I'm bad for going to Sam an hour or two before a stream and sidetracking. Man, you aren't kidding. All right. Anyway, where were we? What is this bullshit? I can't believe it. Okay, so let's say, I guess, that the judge in Maryland's like, listen, it's totally fine if Hussey, now that he has a friend with him, Gigi, maybe that's why they did it. Maybe that's like, okay, well, just in case it gets thrown out because Hussey already settled all this shit that he's trying to pin on AK with Clara. So maybe if Hussey has to get out of it, does it keep Gigi in? I don't know. Probably. I don't see why Gigi would have to get out. Would he have to refile it? I don't know. Jody, how do I stay on top of all of this? One, I don't. Two, Nikki P and Lisa Simpson and a couple others help me stay on, stay up to date and on task. They're named as separate plaintiffs. Okay. So I mean, in which case though, if that were the case, why would they need Hussey at all? And you know what I mean? Especially if Hussey could be damaging to the validity of the claims in this case just across the board. If the court's like, wait a minute, sir, no, you've already accused Clara Frank in Washington D.C. of causing these damages, and you've already settled that with her. You can't come back and say. And how's he going to explain that he already told the DC court that by March of 2023, his income was reduced down to approximately, where is it? Oh, he didn't say in the filing um approximately what his income was reduced down to, which is interesting. It just states that he also had on average 600 views per live stream prior to the commencement of Clara's defamation campaign against him, and that he used to profit between $1,000 and $1,500 a month on Twitch. But I mean, it's obviously surely implied that that income went down. But interestingly enough, I don't see it in that DC filing. Like, I don't see a number. Whereas in the Maryland filing, he gives a number. He says and it says in the past year, like he's already said in the last year, which would be 2022 to no, which would be 2023 to 2024, that he had been making $1,000 to $1,500 a month, and it's been reduced now down to between 300 and 600. Lori Lou who says, I need to know who here supports Gigi. Okay, let's see how many. What are the actual numbers on this poll? Hold please. Look at that. It's 80-20. 104. There's only 147 votes. Are you guys that lazy? Okay, not lazy. I'll take it back. I won't be so judgmental. Are you all so busy with your work and your busyness with everything you're doing on this Monday afternoon that you can't reach over to your device and participate in the poll real quick? We sure would appreciate it. Anyway, about it, Alexa, what is 22% of 164? 36. Thank you, Catacorn Mermaid. We appreciate you. Sarah War says, can we be judgmental? Kimberlina says, I voted AK. Katie Kicks says, I was working and I voted. Thank you, Katie Cakes. Thank you. Maybe they also sell more from fetal toilet baby. Lyra says, lazy and distracted. AK all the way. Hussy Wayne. Oh, who said that? Toot says, sorry, I'm driving. I had to have Siri voice text that for me. She does not know how to spell GG. Jessie Rose. I was away from my phone. No excuses. I see you found your way back. Lori Luhu, thank you so much for gifting 5 Shamrock memberships. Shake him out of the tree, baby. Look, she got one herself. Hellfire. Hellfire, are you on the list? Of course not. Flaming Duster, Mimi, and Fat Alice. Welcome. Shake him out of the tree. Baby. Thank you so much. Shelly Ray says, I voted AK. Thank you so much, Lori Luhu, and welcome to you. I love the maracas in the chat, although sometimes I get overwhelmed. Jessie Rose says, AK, there's my vote. We're at 24%. Hussy GG. Hussy said a number in court in the Hussy versus DC one, and I'm sure it was the same number. You'll have to review your notes for the actual number. Yes, please do, Nikki P. I'm sure I probably have them in my notes as well, but the question is, where are my notes? I don't know. Flaming Ho, welcome, girl. Hey, Luna. Luna says Team AK. Emotional Support Muffin says, I voted but did not publicly disclose their vote. I'll just keep that in the back of my mind. Emotional Support Muffin. I'm just teasing, of course. Emotional Support Muffin voted with AK. Eggs and milk. 50 friggin' people for PBJ. WTF. LOL. Eggs and milk. I just have to ask, are you a grown ass woman? I'll just presume. You can correct me if you like. Are you a grown ass woman actually typing the words friggin' followed by PBJ, WTF, and LOL? PBJ's eyes texted me and said it's looking to be baptized. Carly, how many sock accounts is you using PBJ? I'd say it's probably half ToiletBaby, half what's her name? Dildo, Monica Pilgrim, that freak. Freak. 40 in December. Did you get a kick out of typing that? You were eating a cream egg and you have sticky fingers, drama llama. Okay, that's a good excuse. Excused. I'm going to leave the poll up a little longer. Okay, so let's finish. Okay. So this says that despite express knowledge of the falsity of the facts and or acting in reckless disregard of their truth, AK continues to publish and maintain these false and defamatory allegations against Hussy and Gigi and has refused to edit or delete these statements. As a result, wait a minute. Who has she refused? Did AK get a cease and desist letter? Surely she got some sort of letter demanding that she edit or delete the statements and cease making them. I mean, has she really refused? I don't know. Anyway, as a result, Hussy and Gigi seek relief pursuant to Maryland and federal common and statutory law, including but not limited to injunctive and other equitable relief, compensatory and punitive damages, expenses, and reasonable attorney's fees based on the defendant's defamation per se, false light, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Do you know what I heard AK read yesterday when she was reading some of these? Specifically, I heard her read the part where the attorney concedes that Hussey claims that Hussey was attending counseling for the emotional damage that Clara caused him with her campaign of defamation against him, but does admit in these papers that at present, Hussey is not undergoing counseling, but that he is considering resuming counseling, of course, because of AK's meanie no words on the internet. Also in this paperwork, it is revealed that Gigi, although he likes to claim that he has been so damaged by AK's words and her retweeting of somebody else's words that he's considering going to counseling. I thought that was interesting. Because, I've been seeing clips, especially on Twitter. I've been seeing a lot of clips of Hussey, like, really, like, playing it up on his live streams sometimes. And he's like, I'm just so stressed. I have panic attacks every time I start my live stream. I'm just so traumatized by what Clara did to him. And of course, now, now I'm so traumatized because of what AK is. That why you act out the way you do, Hussey? Is that and Gigi? Is that why you say the slanderous, disgusting, vile, defamatory, damaging things that you say about me and Yaba and others because you're so damaged by someone else? I don't know. I'm just wondering, Anyway, as more fully explained below, the plaintiffs satisfy each of the four factors supporting a preliminary injunction and a restraining order. The plaintiffs are likely to succeed on the merits and suffer irreparable harm in the absence of preliminary relief, considering that the plaintiffs are being impacted emotionally and financially by AK's misconduct on a daily basis. Emotionally and financially, huh? Really? Just because you say that you're being impacted emotionally, we're supposed to take that at face value? See, I can tell you right now that AK is going to maintain that she has evidence based in fact to substantiate anything she's ever said about either one of these plaintiffs. And if that's the case, then it's not slander. Anything they're claiming she said that was damaging to them, isn't damaging at all. It's just the truth. Sometimes the truth, okay, well, sometimes the truth is damaging, right? But that's on you. I think the key is that she has to like have knowingly said these things with the intent to inflict damage, knowing they're not true. And they just can't prove that. They cannot prove it. Emotional support muffin, FYI, voted AK. Thank you so much for the super chat. Emotional support muffin. Body shamed GG. Give me a fucking break. Okay. So the plaintiffs are likely to succeed on the merits. Just because your attorney says that doesn't make it true. We'll put a little asterisk by that. And suffer irreparable harm in the absence of preliminary relief, considering that the plaintiffs are being impacted emotionally and financially. I cannot believe that either one of these jabronis are trying to claim that they are being impacted emotionally in a court filing, that the emotional impact and affliction on them is so great that they've had to file a cause of action in a court of law, yet neither one of them have sought any counseling or treatment for this alleged emotional damage. Yet they're both only just considering. Give me a fucking break. And I would be really interested in hearing in court exactly when it was that Hussey stopped his counseling treatment therapy that he sought and was under due to the damage Clara caused him, the emotional damage Clara caused him. I just want to write that down. I'm just curious. That's a question I would ask. What day did Hussey stop treatment for the Clara emotional damage? That way we know, how long it's been, how much treatment was required, and how long it's been since Hussey has been out of treatment for the emotional damage caused by Clarahandra. Because now he's trying to get AK to pay for him to go back to counseling. Did you even finish your counseling for the damage you had that Clara did, that Clara's responsible for, that she paid for? Lisa says, watch the 30-second video Hussey posted today about Sam and tell me how that's a man who's going through emotional damage. Give me a break. I will not. I have not seen such vile lunacy, and I will not watch, but I trust Lisa Simpson that you have that downloaded and perhaps uploaded elsewhere. Mm-mm-mm. Sharon says, what I've heard and saw them say about AK is nasty. And you know what? And AK talked about this yesterday in that stream that's pinned up there at the top of the chat. Um, yeah, but is scared. There's Toilet Baby. Toilet Baby's up. It's afternoon. It's after 12 o'clock. Oh, that's right. AK says that she has the clip, or maybe not a clip, but I guess she can back up her claim that Hussey has gone around and publicly said that AK wants nothing more than to get her YouTube channel remonetized so she can start making money doing content creation again, and that Hussey like actively like called for people to get her shut down again and stop her from getting monetized again. Hmm. So there's that. Hold on. There we go. Some nerve, Sharon. I know it. If he's claiming emotional damage that has incurred costs, AK has the right to subpoena his medical records. See, and you know what? I'm pretty sure Clara did as well, but she didn't get that far. Boy, those will be interesting, huh? Lisa says, of course I do. Of course you do. P Day says 12 o'clock. I'm up at 4 a.m., right? Huh. Yep. Gigi said that he never let that happen to shut her down and not let her make a dime. Gigi says, wait, Gigi said that he said never let that happen. Oh, right. Shut her down, never let her make a dime. He said that. Mm-mm-mm. Our panda of perpetual pondu toilet baby. You can tell it. You can smell it. You sound more accented through the speakers of your PC. That is weird. You got collared soaking. Nice. Lilith. Glad to hear it. Okay, where were we? Okay, so the plaintiffs are likely to succeed on the merits and suffer irreparable harm in the absence of preliminary relief, considering the plaintiffs are being impacted emotionally and financially by AK's misconduct on a daily basis. Moreover, the balance of equities is in their favor, as in fact, AK will suffer no harm at all if she is enjoined from continuing her harassment and defamation crusades against Gigi and Hussey. Lastly, an injunction prohibiting AK from further harming Hussey and Gigi's reputation and violating their statutory and common law rights and other equitable relief while this case is pending a definitive order is in the public interest. I don't think so. I don't think it is in the public interest to literally put a gag order on somebody, and I think that um Ron and Clara's attorney in the DC, this most recent hearing in the DC case, made an excellent point, and that is that issuing this TRO effectively decides the case because the Hussey and Gigi are asking for the TRO because they're saying that AK is defaming them. Well, in order to tell her to stop and make her do certain things and forbid her from saying certain things, that's the court saying those things are defamation. Those are defamatory and they um are or will cause AK and Gigi irreparable harm. That's deciding the case, and you can't do that because just as Hussey and Gigi have accusations that they're levying against AK, and then she also has her defense against those accusations. Accusations are not, fact or whatever. So mm, I happen to agree with that point that DC and Ron's attorney made. What was her name? Ms. Johnson? Hmm. Hussey rants about AK after his case finished with Clara, and Ron did him no favors. That's very true. That's right, the hissy wig. You cannot step over AK's First Amendment rights. Listen, and I don't know. Yeah, I think Hussey and his attorney, they absolutely feel like they won that case against DC, which in effect they did, but not based on the merits. Mm-mm. No, she just fucked up real bad and they fucking brought the hammer down on her. And it was in her best interest to just settle and make it go away because she fucked up. And they got a judge who was having none of her shit. Called her vile after issuing a TRO on her ass. Mm-mm-mm. I just don't think you're going to find the same here. I just don't. Okay, so anyway, so the motion for the temporary restraining order was only 2 pages, literally. It wasn't even a full 2 pages. But then they also filed the memorandum of law in support of plaintiff's motion for temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction. And this is like literally a million freaking pages, and it's so ridiculous. The majority of it we've already looked at in the case against Ron and Clara. The relevant background starts with all the claims they're making about Hussey. Number 3, so we already went over that. He was claiming he had um how much money he used to make to compared to what he makes now, how many subs he had compared to what he has now. And then it says Gigi, plaintiff Gigi, is also an online content creator on social media and streaming platforms such as Twitter and YouTube. It goes by the name The Gating Ground on YouTube and the Gigi80 on Twitter. Plaintiff Gigi has been creating online content for their fans. That's funny as shit since 2020. Throughout 2023, there were periods where Gigi did not want to create as much content as they could have due to knowing that it would lead to additional harassment. Oh, that's something new. That's interesting. Really? Let me get a highlighter. Hold on. Gigi's is getting a little spicy. Like, why would that even go in this particular memorandum in support of plaintiff's motion for temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction? I don't know. Like, why are you prefacing all of Gigi's claim by saying that there were periods throughout 2023 that he didn't want to make as much content as he could have due to knowing that it would lead to additional harassment and by whom? And by whom? Because I seem to recall um plaintiff Gigi, especially throughout 2023, making a lot of crying claims about being harassed on the internet, but not by AK, but by whom? Fucking Ron. Did he have a GoFundMe to try to scratch up money to hire an attorney to sue AK? No, it was Ron, wasn't it? What are the GoFundMe dates for Gigi? Let me think. It had to have been last year that Gigi and I, or that he came to me in the DMs talking about wanting to get an attorney in Indiana to go after Ron. Then he did the GoFundMe, and then there was the whole thing, and then he gave the money. Blah 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 blah. That was all Ron. When all of a sudden did he decide it was AK's fault that at periods of time during 2023, there were periods where Gigi did not want to create as much content as he could due to knowing it would lead to additional harassment by AK. Give me a fucking break. You're ridiculous. You just are, man. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, all right, that's interesting. I highlighted that with my pink highlighter. Alex says 5K for his GoFundMe that was in April or May, I think. The one to sue Ron. Exactly. So this whole claim that Gigi joined himself on, their timeline, they're starting it around March of 2023, but it goes back a little. They dipped up back into January a little, but basically March. That was around the time because he didn't just jump right into launching the GoFundMe. Gigi was doing a whole lot of talking around town, everywhere, all over his little live streams and on his Twitter and in DMs about going after Ron before he finally decided to scratch up the GoFundMe. Matter of fact, he was filing police reports early 2023. Gigi was. He filed 2 police reports in 2023 during this same time that now his civil lawsuit is focusing on AK. Who were those lawsuits who were the police reports filed on? Not a fucking AK. No. Ron and Tragic, was it not? Didn't he say he had an FBI agent working because of all this harassment that Gigi is suffering on the internet? Was the FBI agent looking into a fucking AK who's now the target of this lawsuit by Gigi? No. No. So Gigi is taking all the shit that he was blaming Ron and Tragic for. Now he's saying, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and sue AK for it instead. Like, who are you being harassed by? Okay, and let's say, oh, he could say, well, I was being harassed by Tragic and Ron and AK. Okay, well then why? Why did you never file a police report on AK? And I know he didn't. I know for a fucking fact he did not, because I know who he filed police reports on. It was Tragic and Ron. I have notes about it somewhere. I don't know where. Swear to God, I do. Swear to God, I do. Whatever happened to the FBI agent, I don't believe there was an FBI agent. I think that's a load of horse shit. Oh my God, it's right here. I swear to God. You hear this? Do you hear this? I have many notebooks. You just have to understand this. I just happened to pick up this notebook and literally I opened it to the page. So in March of 2023, Gigi filed a police report for stalking against who I believe that was Tragic. And then a month later, in April of 2023, he filed another police report for cyber stalking. And I think that one was Ron, maybe. So I don't know. If I were AK, one of my questions to Gigi might be if I did all these things to you, if I've been stalking and harassing you online, how come you didn't file a police report on me while you were filing one on Tragic and Ron? How come you didn't do a $5,000 GoFundMe to hire an attorney to sue me last year during this same exact time that now that somebody else, Hussy, came across an attorney willing to take a civil suit against meanies on the internet, now all of a sudden you just join yourself to Hussy's lawsuit that happened to be firing off against me? Interesting. Not one police report about AK during this time period, but he's filing police reports on other also people on the fucking internet. Make that make sense. Weird, huh? I don't know. What does he have to say about that? Anything? No, he's too busy doing fucking parodies of me reading my court transcripts for the my EPO hearing with Clara Hondra. First of all, B-roll, Beg, Linda, and friends. Al already read the transcripts. Not only did I already tell you guys out of my own mouth all the highlights of what happened during that hearing, Al already read them. They've been up on the blog, Belinda's friends blog, for like a week now. Then you guys come in, B-roll, bringing up the rear as per usual, and you do a fucking parody. What is it? What is it about me that excites particular type of persons or people to get in groups on the internet and do parodies about me. This is not the first time we've had this experience. It's embarrassing. What did Gamby say? You think you think with his eyes covering him in all directions, he wouldn't be that paranoid, Gamby. That's funny as shit. Put it on the board. I don't care. Screenshot that, somebody, please. Put it on the Twitter. Pass it around. This is not the first time that literally a group of 4 dumb fucks took to live stream prime time doing a fucking parody of me. It's great. Yes, I have fans. That's right. You're right, Lego Monty. I have fans. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, fucking B-roll, Big Linda. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to read it again since I highlighted it in pink and I find it to be very interesting. Throughout 2023, there were periods where Mr. Rebella did not want to create as much content as they could have due to knowing that it would lead to additional harassment. By who? Question mark. There were periods of time when they did not want to go live or upload videos just so they could avoid dealing with the relentless harassment and defamatory claims from defendant AK and her associates. This is Gigi we're talking about, you guys. Gigi had seen AK on Twitter tagging their employer in defamatory posts. Gigi claims he had to meet with human resources to discuss the matter. And I don't know what the rules are. I mean, if these are claims that Gigi is making, like literally in this lawsuit, does he have to fucking prove this shit to be true? Or can he just claim whatever the fuck he wants? Like anybody can say, well, AK tagged my employer on Twitter and that resulted in me having to have a meeting with HR. Like, can you just say that? Like, if I don't know. Okay, hold on. Nikki checked her notes on the original DC versus Hussey case. He said to the judge he made between 15 and 1700 and was down to 6 or 700. That's interesting because he makes the same claim a year later during the time period following that. He makes the same exact claim. Now, how can that be possible? How can that be possible? Pay them because they're too lazy to make content. Yeah, exactly. DG, does he really have a job? I don't know. I'd be interested in finding out. Lindsay says this one time someone had said something on Twitter that I didn't like and I blocked them. Hasn't been an issue since. Weird. It's going on the board, Lindsay. Thank you for that. Dude said HR is the name of the liquor store or the corner bartender's initials. No shit. That is one thing that I don't agree with that happens a lot, going real world and calling or tagging employers over internet shit. How long ago is that? There's a statute of limitations in Maryland, sir. Yeah, I thought it was 12 months for this sort of thing. Lisa Simpson, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that's why I was surprised to see anything prior to March of 2023 in here. This filing said he had to go to HR about this stuff. Didn't say he's still there. Well, still, prove you had to go to HR. It had to be within the last 12 months because that's the time frame that they're referencing in this complaint, right? Let's see, hold on. Which also added to their emotional distress, saying he had to meet with HR to discuss. Boy, Gigi, you better hope to motherfucking God you're not lying to these attorneys. Now that Gigi has decided to continue with their content at a semi regular interval, the harassment and defamation have increased. And there are multiple defamatory statements made about him on Twitter and YouTube almost daily. Really? Multiple defamatory statements almost daily? Say it ain't so, Gigi. Say it ain't so, you poor thing. So what? Does it make you feel better, Gigi, on the times when you can bring yourself to go live on the internet and do your little live stream or your quarter content video? On the days that you're not feeling scared and weak and attacked by AK? Does it make you feel better to do content talking shit and saying disgusting vile things about I don't know, me and my wife? Does that help you? Is that therapeutic for you? You poor racist, you. All right. Let's see. Defendant AK, known online as AK, is a so-called digital influencer. Why do you think they're specifically categorizing AK as quote a so-called digital influencer, and that's in quotes? I find that interesting. And the owner of digital platform accounts on Twitter, YouTube, Rumble. Since last year, defendant has maliciously and deliberately engaged in campaigns of harassment and defamation against Hussey and Gigi by falsely accusing Hussey and Gigi of being, and this is in quotation marks, sex predator, drunk, liar, scammer, and other defamatory written and or oral statements. Over the past 12 months, defendant AK has used their social media accounts to harm Hussey and Gigi's reputation and cause them economic and non-economic damages. Well, in relation to plaintiff Hussey, so you said DC already damaged your relationship and caused you the same exact economic and non-economic damages that you're now claiming AK caused you a year after. I just don't get that. And then Gigi. Isn't this the same thing you were trying to claim against Ron? Who has a screenshot of Gigi's GoFundMe? You know, where they get to put the little blurb in there about this is why I'm doing my GoFundMe. This is what I need the money for. What does he say in there? I don't know. I don't think I ever looked at it. Oh, the Hissy Wig says now she's an influencer. Hissy keeps saying AK is nobody and nobody watches her, but she's an influencer when it comes to court. Excellent point. Excellent point. Sherry B says truth isn't defamation. Let me take this off because I really like my thumbnail today. Belinda called Hussey a scammer. Russ called him a racist. We have the receipts, just saying. Mhm. Alex says Belinda made a whole video. Oh, I have it. Let me grab it. All right. Number 7, defamatory. Okay, so these are the defamatory statements pertaining to Hussey. The first one dates back to May. Says the defendant falsely accused Hussey of being a quote sex predator while on a live stream on YouTube with another streamer known online as Tragic. I find it interesting. They don't have the name of the live stream or a URL. So are they going to come with that receipt? They're calling her an influencer because if they are honest about the size of her channel or following, that will probably stop the case there. Excellent point. She can't damage them with such a small following. Calling her an influencer is misleading. I agree. And that's another point that I brought up in the Hussey versus Ron and DC breach of contract suit, in which Hussey is putting so much emphasis on the fact that Clara encouraged people to go watch the Real Crochetter live stream on January 3rd, 2024. When if that live stream's still up on the Real Crochetter's channel and it has like 400 views. Like nobody's watching that shit. Great point, babe. All right. So yeah, this A talking about the live stream from May 23rd. I would like to know more about that. Do you think they're going to come with the receipts for that May 23rd live stream? And I wonder, like, it doesn't even say whose channel it was or anything like that. On June 25th, 2023, defendant hosted a live stream on her YouTube channel. Well, that's good to know. In which Hussey was falsely accused of being a child molester. Wow. Rapist and coward, these words are in quotes, with 5 other streamers known as Negs, Tragic, Ritalin, Anna Nicole, and DC Media Girl. While these horrendous accusations were being made, the defendant, AK, laughed and did not intervene. So, AK is guilty of participating in a live stream with 5 other people, and they're not saying that she said these things. They're saying that she laughed and did not intervene when they were said. Okay. No, there's that. The fifth streamer of this group, DC Media Girl, whose real name is Claire Frank, had also engaged in a campaign of harassment and defamation. This is where they disclose that Hussey filed a civil lawsuit against, um, here's a typo, because it says Hussey, it says Mr. Chukachian filed a civil lawsuit against Miss Khalil in District of Columbia Superior Court. See generally the matter 2023 CAB 00151959. That should be Miss Frank. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, the District of Columbia case was recently settled between the parties. Mm-mm-mm. Now, was this an intentional typo? Putting AK's last name instead of in place of Clara's last name in that statement? Because I mean, this is probably this right here, this portion of this paragraph, section B of number 7. They're probably going to hope that the judge doesn't really catch that. And maybe to help that along to ensure that the judge doesn't fully pick up what they're putting down there, we've got a whole ass typo. Because this says that he filed a civil lawsuit against the defendant AK in the District of Columbia, and it should be Clara. Mm-mm-mm. One can only wonder. Moving on to July 5th, 2023, AK was in a live stream with 4 other streamers, Tragic, Ritalin, Anna Nicole, in which in which Hussey's personal information and address were being deliberately leaked after they were obtained by a private investigator. This is a lie. Uh-uh. In an attempt to dox Mr. Trikachian. Excuse me, but this is dated July 5th, 2023. Hussey's name and address were already of public record in the Hussey versus Clara lawsuit that they referenced above and published on the DC website in March of 2023. We had already been over the case. The documents had been showed across multiple channels on this platform. They literally are lying bold faced, misleading the court to believe that AK and her friends in July of last year obtained Hussey's name and address from a private investigator and then doxed him on the internet with that information in July. Shameful misrepresentation and misleading. Doxing is a form of online harassment that means publicly exposing someone's real name, address, job, and other identifying information without a victim's consent. I don't believe that that's necessarily who's defining doxing. Whose definition of doxing are they using here? Is the threshold simply that it has to be without the party's consent? The aim of doxing is to humiliate, bully, harass, or otherwise harm the victim. I highly doubt that as late as July 5th, 2023, in this game of internet fuck shittery, that the bodega hosted a live stream wherein they were doxing Hussey for the first time with the intent of humiliating, bullying, harassing, or otherwise harming him. I would love to see the live stream from July 5th, 2023, and exactly what it is they plan to bring to the table in court and characterize as deliberately leaking Hussey's personal information and address that they obtained from a private investigator in an attempt to dox Hussey by exposing his real name, address, job, or other identifying information without his consent in order to humiliate, bully, harass, or otherwise harm him. I would fucking love to see that. Mhm. Lisa Simpson, exactly. But what did AK do? Not Bodega, not Clara, not Wolverwig. What did AK do? I'm curious. Does anybody know? Like, because they're not naming the streams, they're just giving dates. Even like with this one specifically, we're talking about July 5th, 2023. Defendant was in a live stream with four of the streamers, blah, 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 blah. This is where they said that they doxed him. They don't say whose channel, they don't say the name of the live stream. I'd be curious. All right, they're moving on now from July 5th, the very next day, July 6th. Okay, hold on. Sham, I sent some receipts to your DMs. Can't find Gigi's GoFundMe verbiage at the moment, but you found Hussey's. Oh, interesting, Alex. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 second because I have to go to the bathroom real quick. Like, no shit. Just hold on. You have to wait in silence, I guess. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I'm back. Lord, have mercy. Her whole music. I have the soundboard, but it don't work with the Mac on the StreamYards. It is what it is. Really, Nikki P. I'd like to see that. I'd like to visit that. Sherry B says his information's on his Amazon wish list. They also doxed his ex-wife. Oh, you showed that the farms doxed Hussey back in 2021 and his ex-wife, but of course they're gonna try to point the finger at AK for that, of course. Kimbalina, thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. Forever a basic Betty. Hussey, Gigi's farmer friends doxed you, and everyone knows that. Kimbalina, it goes on the board. Thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. I clicked the star next to it. I hope it means I liked it. Hey, goofy dumb goofy ho bitch. Nice to see you. All right, so that was July 5th. They're just saying her and her friends doxed him. I mean, that's weak as fuck. I wrote misleading next to it, and I'm going to go ahead and write weak as fuck next to it too. That's weak as fuck. July 6th, 2023, while on a live stream, defendant admitted to looking up personal and private information on Hussey and shared it with all persons watching. Really? Okay, that's interesting. July 6th. Private info? What private info? Exactly, I'd like to know. I'm curious. This was another attempt to dox Hussey's identity, private information, and sensitive data. I mean, that sounds pretty serious. I would love to know exactly what it is they're talking about from the July 6th, 2023 live stream as well. Wasn't it Ron who showed his place on Google Maps and explored the neighborhood like a long time ago? Thank you, Nikki P. Hold on. Lord have mercy. Mm-mm-mm. Oh my God, there's so much. Holy crap. Wait, Nikki, where is it? Is it an email or DM? Hold on. Oh my gosh, is this okay? When was this though? When was Hussey's GoFundMe for legal representation? Oh yeah, right, like March. Anyway, now we're on to August 30th, 2023 says that AK, while arguing that wishing harm on someone is not a crime, wished that Hussey would be beat up. Didn't we hear the same thing? It's in my DM. I don't have it. Swear to God, I don't. Let me look on my computer. Hold on. Didn't he? I could have sworn he said that Clara said the same thing. I could have sworn this was in the Clara suit. Am I wrong? Somebody tell me. Hold on. Let me go to Twitter real quick. Well, there it is. Okay. Thank you. Oh, it's 14 minutes and 20 seconds. Holy moly. I kind of want to listen to that. Hold on. Let's see. Mm, okay. Said that, okay, they're saying AK wished that Hussey would be beat up and called him a fat fuck. September 23rd, AK accused Hussey of being a shoplifter. September 25th, AK highlighted a viewer comment on her channel while on a live stream on YouTube with Tragic, Alex Glitter, Ritalin, and Anna Nicole. Okay, it doesn't say what the comment said, I don't think. During the same stream, yeah, it just says defendant highlighted a viewer comment on her channel while streaming with Tragic, Glitter, and Ritalin. I'll have to put an asterisk over here because did you forget to finish your thought? And then it says during the same stream, defendant AK allowed Tragic to read it out, saying Hussey drugs people to take advantage of them and falsely accused Hussey of making out with people who are passed out. I don't know if that was a false accusation. I think she was going by what she saw and heard in photographs that you put out yourself or that Hussey put out himself. Didn't I don't know. Christy, thank you so much for gifting 5 Shamrock memberships. Just Mo, Mini Mutu, Lucy, Polter, Geisha, and 19 Chins and counting. Welcome. Shake them out of the tree, ladies. Allowed tragic. Yeah, I'm gonna put a circle around that. Allowed tragic. hmm I mean, that's what the picture looked like to everybody, you know. In September 2023, AK held a live stream. It doesn't give a date. It just says in September. Does all these other times, all these other examples, it's a specific date. This time it says in September of 2023, AK held a live stream on YouTube with Tragic, Glitter, Redolin, and Anna Nicole. During this live stream, the defendant allowed Tragic to say Hussey is making out with unconscious people, called Hussey a sex pest, a perverted deviant, a danger to society, and threatened to, quote, burn Hussey down and everyone around him. That's interesting. They're saying that AK also falsely accused Hussey of quote making out with a kid, highlighted a viewer's comment about reporting Hussey for quote disability fraud, and allowed someone on panel to accuse Hussey of being an alcoholic. What do you mean allowed? Allowed someone to accuse him of being an alcoholic. Listen, AK, Tragic, Alex Glitter, Ritalin, Anna Nicole, and their chat audience are not the only people who have observed Hussey, his heavy drinking and behavior, which a regular, reasonable person would say is characteristic of one suffering from alcoholism, aka thinking he's a fucking drunk. I don't know, whatever. September 6th, 2023, while on a live stream on YouTube with Tragic, they're saying AK showed a clip of one Hussey's videos in which she named such clip the Predator Lounge. She also condoned Tragic's accusation that Hussey was interested in having a TikTok channel because, quote, it's mainly for kids over there. I'm just reading the documents that your attorney filed with the Maryland court, Hussey. So don't get too excited. October 22nd, 2023, they're saying AK falsely accused Hussey of being a sex predator and driving a white van with tinted windows in a derogatory way by implying the driver of this van is a pedophile. And, quote, being dressed in a predator disguise while on a live stream on YouTube with three other streamers, Alex Glitter, Ritalin, and Anna Nicole. This is all about Hussey. When are we going to get to what the hell she did to Gigi? Or did we already read that part? Like, this shit goes on and on and on. October 23rd, AK falsely accused Hussey of being a sex predator and allegedly receiving money in exchange for helping someone obtain a permanent residency benefit, i.e., green card, while on a live stream on YouTube with two other streamers, Tragic and Anna Nicole. October 4th, 2023, AK partook in a live stream where she, along with online personas Tragic, Anna Nicole, and Mr. T, watched a video of Hussey at a casino, and it was suggested that someone should call the casino and report that the plaintiffs had stolen someone's purse. They suggested. Did they do it? I mean, that's what you might call a prank, sir. And they never did it, did they? I don't know. No one on the panel objected, and had it been done, Hussey would have been at risk both physically and mentally. No one objected. Are you fucking serious? Lisa Simpson says, again, that was not AK. On the morning of July the 14th, while AK, I'm sorry, wait, yeah, while Hussey, oh, okay, let me start over. On the morning of July 14th, while Hussey was hosting a live stream on Twitch, he was swatted. Wow, I'm gonna put star by that one. That's pretty serious fucking business right there. 6 police officers knocked on their door and stated they had received a call that Hussey was threatening to physically harm his roommate and threatening to bomb the building he resides in. Hussey answered the door and explained they did not have a roommate. They also informed the officers that they had been threatened with swatting by AK and associates. Is that true? Did that happen? Lilith, they're no longer friends. All right. Did that happen? Alex says no. All right. I'm going to put no. They politely knocked on the door. What a swatting. Mhm. Hussey allowed the officers to perform a full search of their home. I don't know why he would do that. That's pretty fucking stupid. And they determined that there was no threat. AK later went live and made light of the situation, even accusing Hussey of swatting himself. Defendant AK has made similar swatting threats in the past, including one aimed at Gigi, which has been documented in this complaint. Really? On February 6th of this year, 2024, AK posted on Twitter that she was looking further into plaintiff Hussey's life, including whether or not they were being honest about their education. So fucking what? I'm going to write that too, and I'll probably highlight it. So fucking what? So what? So what? What if they are? What if AK determines that Hussey is lying about their education? So fucking what? In said post, AK claims to have made calls to at least one school to check on whether or not they attended. So what? She claims she spoke to someone in the alumni office and claims she was told there was no record of plaintiff Hussey attending said school. Again, so what? Defendant AK also used her Twitter account to retweet posts made by an account called Welfare Wig. Enter Welfare Wig finally. Is that you in the chat? Welfare Wig. Hissy Wig, are you also, is that you? I don't know. I'm just asking. What about discounted life describing where Charlie lived? The lawsuit is so hypocritical. It does. It is. It is you. All right. There we go. Everybody, Welfare Wig in the chat. Hussey sent the police to AK's parents the day before. AK said, "Lucky I don't swat you back." And then magically, the next time he randomly went live, the police showed up at the start of the stream. Oh, Nikki P, thank you for that. I'm going to put it on the board. Sorry, I mean to toss my pen like that. Hold on. Scoot you over here. Thank you, Nikki P. All right. So, defendant AK also used her Twitter account to retweet posts made by an account titled Welfare Wig, which uses an image of Hussey's face as its profile picture. Several posts were retweeted, including those in which Welfare Wig claimed to have seen Hussey in person and admitted to hanging up a poster near where Hussey lives. Welfare Wig, did you do that? No judgment, just wondering. The defendant is also encouraging this behavior by commenting and retweeting the majority of the posts made by this account. While the identity of the person behind the welfare wig is still unknown, defendant insists on deliberately condoning and admiring its posts and reposting them on her Twitter page. All right, now we're on to Clifford. Defamatory statements pertaining to Gigi. Listen, I didn't print everything. I had to print it. I couldn't follow along. Jesus. In 2023, AK and an associate known as Tragic. See, notice how Gigi had to tie AK to Tragic off top because remember, Gigi made police reports on Tragic and Ron last year, but nothing on AK. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you're familiar with the area, and it's an area that you frequent outside of your knowledge of uh plaintiff Hussey. That's interesting. 2023, AK and an associate known online as Tragic posted Gigi's personal and sensitive information, such as their full legal name, on a website called Onion Farms. Oh boy. And associated him with multiple defamatory statements and accusations, including that they are a quote Kiwi farmer by the name of Ask My Dominatrix and also claimed they were caught being a sexual predator and requesting sexual favors. Wow, okay. January 23rd, 2023, AK posted a tweet falsely accusing Gigi of being racist towards her. Oh, wow. They've dug all the way back to January 2023, huh? He is racist towards her. That's my opinion. Whenever he refers to her as like Harry or Chewbacca or whatever, who wouldn't agree that that's racist? Ashley Eaton, that's a really good question. Sarah War says, "Why is Tragic not named in the suit? They are sure named a lot because they don't have an attorney in the state of Arizona, I guess. Because that was the whole thing. They had to get an attorney licensed in the state of Maryland." February 22nd, 2023, defendant posted a tweet on her personal Twitter falsely accusing Gigi of being a quote sexual predator, quote, while publicly doxing Gigi's full legal name on the internet without their consent. March 3rd, 23, AK posted a tweet falsely accusing Gigi of being a white man who slanders and doxes women. Mm, all true. This is all true. That's true. March 3rd, 2023, AK posted a tweet showing anyone how to tag Gigi's day job in order to defame him before his employer. This led to Gigi having to schedule a meeting with human resources to make them aware that AK was defaming and harassing him, as well as using the company's Twitter account as well as the company's logo on memes to further Gigi's harassment. Gosh, you would think back in March, on March 3rd, 2023, what was the date that he filed the first internet stalking police report? March 17th. You would think if you were being harassed on the internet to the point where you had to make a meeting with HR and explain to them all about the internet fuck shittery that you're involved in, you would think maybe you'd file a police report because of that harassment. No, no, not Gigi. Okay. Whatever. All right, listen, we're going to stop there. We're almost at 2 hours and quite frankly, I should have stopped and saved all of Gigi for tomorrow cuz whatever, but it's fine. I want to watch with you guys this clip that Nikki P sent. Thank you so much, Nikki P. Give me a second. Let me screen share it and then we got to get out of here. Dang it. I meant to stop at like 10 minutes ago so we could watch. Oh, it's fine. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit. It is 14 minutes, 20 seconds. If this is too fast, let me know, I guess. I remember when it was widely known Gigi doxed himself. Yeah, people tend to forget and then people tend to rewrite history. Wait, what was that? Gigi is now documented as Ask My Dominatrix. Well, he's claiming he's not. They got AK with this suit because of the fact. Yeah, Scamwell has a lol friend in Maryland. That's exactly how and why. I bet they were delighted when they discovered that. Right, Lilith? Okay, let's see. Let's see what we have here.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, wait, hold on.
My coffee. This is not an ace.
This is titled Gaining Ground Archive GoFundMe. Do we have a date on this by any chance? Nikki P, thank you.
SMR video. Coffee is not for losers, drum set. Be nice.
Bust a can of biscuits, no way.
Hey, Lyra. Hey, Alex. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta adjust something. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second.
What the crap? Hurry up, dude. Hold on. Let me bot forward.
How's everyone doing today? Hope you all had a lovely week so far. It is Thursday. I was about to say April. May 4th. Can you believe it? Why is the title giving you anxiety? Oh, I forgot to put Splenda. Whatever. I'll just drink it without Splenda. I'm like, why is my coffee so bitter? I forgot the Splendas because I was running because of you guys, but it's okay. Happy Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. Happy Cinco de Mayo. I will not be doing anything for Cinco de Mayo because I have festivities this weekend. But that's not why we are here today, is it?
There's the date. It was May. Okay, great. May of 2023. The GoFundMe.
So I need your help. And I hate having to do this stream. Anybody who knows me and talks to me regularly knows that if I'm doing this stream, it's because I've run out of options. I'm at my wit's end. There's nothing. I have no choice at this time to do this stream. So this morning I woke up, and once again, a very slanderous short was uploaded about me on YouTube by Ronald Neggs, Negative Nation. And he followed that up with a 2.5-minute video of claiming with my name on the thumbnail, claiming I'm upset. What is it? I'm obsessed with his boy. And then he types this into the description, which I don't have ready, and I'm sorry. I thought I opened it. I did not. Where is it? Oh, it's on my download folder. Hold on, sorry. Sorry, this was not an organized stream.
He sounds freaking delighted, doesn't he? Delighted.
I've had a long day dealing with a lot of other stuff, and I'm really effing annoyed that I have to deal with this now. Like, I don't understand why my hand continues being forced. What? I gotta mute Discord. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna mute Discord. No offense to that. I just the noise gets on my nerves. So, and in that was this. Excuse the way I speak to Gigi. He's 40. My son is 14. And he and his buddy Java and Sam can't stop attacking him on social media. You can find the Gaining Grounds YouTube channel here. Now, this is one of many videos he has on Rumble where he's clearly called out me a child molester. He has stated that he will not do anything. He has friends who will do something to me. He has said that 2 streams ago, and he said that this morning as well. It's all been downloaded and calculated. I'm done. Ronald is going to have to prove all of this in court. He's going to have to prove that I'm stalking his son, which is going to be very hard because the DM clearly shows it was his friend who came into the group chat with his son's Facebook. He's going to have to prove that I use racial slurs in DMs. He's going to have to prove that I threatened Charlie Gold with a firearm. I don't think he thought I would ever do this because Ronald knows he's selling you all a lie, his audience. He knows I'm not this monster. He knows I'm a softie. He's playing a role because somebody is in his ear keeping him gassed up. He knows the last thing I wanted to do was take him or anyone to court. I do not like inflicting pain on people. I've never gone for someone's job. I've never gone for someone's schooling. I've never emailed a college professor. I stopped people from doxing people last year because I didn't like that it happened to me. I didn't want to see anybody else it happen to them. And he knows that. And I think he thought this will never happen. He's never going to do it. We can beat him until he runs off the internet. Well, it's happening and I'm done. So I've started a GoFundMe. I gotta share it. Hold on. It's a lofty one, but with all of the people he has slandered and defamed, I think people are done, and I think they'll help me get to the goal. I will be contributing my own funds to it as well to help me get there. But I'm done.
He said it's a lofty one. I don't know why I got a kick out of that.
It's time to go to court. It's time for him to prove all this. And one of the biggest things not criticisms, one of the cautionary tales I hear is that, well, he doesn't have anything to take. That's why he's doing it, because he has nothing to take. That very well may be true. But this is for me. I need to protect my future and my assets. I have a website calling me a sexual predator and groomer. I have lies being spread that I drunkenly abused a 41-year-old straight man, that I forced him to send me nudes. All of this now needs to be proven. I'm done. And since Ronald, your platform pushed it the most, I'm holding you responsible for all of it. This is ridiculous. I'm not going to talk about it anymore after this. I'm not going to respond, but I will say this. Any harassment sent my way, text messages, phone calls, emails, live streams from certain people are all going to be turned over, not just to the lawyer, but to the authorities. Ronald, I'm done. I was too nice to you because I felt bad for your family. I know what your son has gone through. I know how he has struggled. And the last thing I wanted to do is fuck up his life any more than it already is. But you want to know what I'm doing, Ronald, because of you? Because of threats that somebody will come here and take care of me? I'm looking for apartments. I don't even want to live here anymore. The house that give me a second.
Where'd it go? Yeah, Ronald, I'm done.
The house that I poured so much into, that I am very proud of. I want out of here. I want to go find an apartment. I want to put it under an LLC because you and your girlfriend have made it very clear that you will stalk and harass me until I'm either off the internet or I'm dead. So if you're going to have somebody kill me, Ronald.
Hold on. I am putting on normal speed. I want to make sure we understand all of the theatrics and dramatics. Hold on. I'm backing it up. Mm-mm-mm. I'm eating my salad. I was very hungry.
The house that I poured so much into, that I am very proud of. I want out of here. I want to go find an apartment. I want to put it under an LLC because you and your girlfriend have made it very clear that you will stalk and harass me until I'm either off the internet or I'm dead.
Oh, wow. Yes, the history Onyx here. Did he do any of those things? Did he move out of his house? Did he get an apartment? Did he put it under an LLC? Did he go into hiding? You did none of those things. And now you're pointing the finger at AK, say, well, no, AK did all this to me, not Ron.
So if you're going to have somebody kill me, Ronald, I'm going to make sure you are the first person, the authorities, the FBI, the CIA, my sister, my brother. I want everyone to know it was you. Okay? I know you want me to run. I don't run. People tried this shit for me 3 years ago, and I don't run. Sure, I've said some terrible things. I've made some nasty comments to people that I feel bad for. I carried grudges longer than I should have.
Listen to Discounted Live. Sure, I've said some horrible, awful things. I'll never hear it again. Listen.
Run. I don't run. People tried this shit for me 3 years ago, and I don't run. Sure, I've said some terrible things. I've made some nasty comments to people that I feel bad for. I carried grudges longer than I should have. And I felt bad for all of it. And you know that. You know that. You know I'm not this monster, and yet you go live every day painting me out with these lies that I'm a pedophile, that I've stalked your child. I didn't even know what your child looked like until Matthew brought your child into the chat. Again, a receipt I can show a judge. You need to get ready to show where I am stalking everybody. Get ready to show where I'm stalking. I don't share anything on your house. You're in a lot of entanglements with people, and I have made it a point to stay out of each and every single one of them. I don't share anything about your house. I don't share anything about your private life. I don't
Didn't beg Linda cry right after that shit happened with us? Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
go digging into anything. I am not a farmer. Something else I'm going to see if, since you've peddled that lie to your audience, see if I can hold you responsible for that lie as well. I don't do any of that. Anything. And yet here I am thinking about moving because I hurt a bunch of egos, because I called
Are you thinking about moving much like you're thinking about getting counseling because of what AK did to you?
somebody a bitch in a DM. Again, felt bad for it, but doesn't matter. Let's ruin my life anyway. Because I called someone else weak. I need to have a bullet hole photoshopped into my forehead. Why? Why, Ronald? What do you want from me? Do you want me dead? Because the attorney seems to think so at this point. Based on everything we've looked.
What attorney? What attorney are you speaking of? In May of 2023, you didn't have an attorney.
That the attorney's like, this guy clearly is not going to stop until he's muzzled by the law, or you're dead.
That attorney turned out to be a big fat fucking nothing burger. I love that shit. Lasha Jean, thank you for gifting 5 Shamrock memberships. Welcome, Kira, Blue Rooster, Holly, Sane, and Maylene. Maine, nice to see you, girl. Thank you, Lasha Jean. Shake him out of the tree, ladies.
Oh, I'm very worried. People don't know how worried I am. I have to look over my shoulder everywhere I go. I have cameras because 3 years ago, someone else threatened to kill me. And why? I can't give you a good reason. A community created this narrative that,
dude, why does he have I don't have people threatening to kill me. I can't even think of anyone that I would say, like, was hoping that I might, unalive or whatever. Like, what are you talking about, sir? This is the cringiest shit I've ever seen or heard. I swear for God it is. Midwest Bird Freak, thank you so much for joining memberships. Forever Basic Betty.
that I was this evil person and people just ran with it because what? I made fun of people. Videos were made about people who make videos about other people. Show me the slander. Show me the death. Show me where I've contacted your job. Show me
Thank you, Nikki P.
where I've slandered you, Ronald. Show me what I've said one lie about you, Ronald, because you're going to have to show a lot of things in the future. When? I don't know yet. I'm not in a rush. Statute of limitations is 2 years. So this GoFundMe is going to stay up a bit. But I'm done, Ronald. I don't know what you want from me other than dead. But if you're going to send someone here to shoot me in the face, I'm at least going to make sure everybody knows where to look. Guys, I'm going to go. That's all I have to say. I didn't want to do this. I hate asking you guys for money. It's ridiculous. I have ignored it. You all know I have ignored this for so long. I have let him talk and talk. And every time I've come to this place of GoFundMe, I see a photo of him looking downtrodden, looking sick. And then I feel bad for him because I'm like, nobody in his circle is helping him. Nobody in his circle is trying to better him. So I drop it. And then what does he do? He goes right back to it. You're not going to muzzle my First Amendment rights just because you don't like what I have to say. I've told you 1,000 times, Corbin.
That aged well. Let's hear it again.
He goes right back to it. You're not going to muzzle my First Amendment rights just because you don't like what I have to say. I've told you 1,000 times, Corbin. Call me ugly, call me fat, call me gaining pounds, call me a hammerhead shark. Let Beth Thomas Lyons say I stalk her all day. I do not care. My days of feeling bad for you are over. I've given you too much grace. And let this be, I'm telling your community right now, any harassment that comes my way after this stream is all being handed over and tied to Ronald Paul Corbin.
Whoa.
He's inciting hatred, and I'm getting...
Oh, May 2023. That was the date of this. Back that up just a little bit.
Bad for you are over. I stalk her all day. I do not care. My days of feeling bad for you are over. I've given you too much grace.
He does look like a hammerhead. Shit. Yeah, it says, I want to know why no one clocked the wonky eye before us. Good question.
And let this be, I'm telling your community right now, any harassment that comes my way after this stream is all being handed over and tied to Ronald Paul Corbin. He's inciting hatred.
Yeah, that didn't sound like AK to me either, Lindsay.
And I'm getting death threats now because of his lies.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay.
So you guys maybe should have a group meeting and think about what this means.
No shit, Nikki P. This is nice. And you just scratched it up, man. I'm telling you what, the motherfucking goat.
Because the days of doing this to people and trying to scare me off the internet, they're fucking done. Guys, that's it. I'm going to pin this on Twitter. I'm going to put it in the community tab. I forgot to tell you. I'm sorry. So financial plan. I'm going to throw my own money in to get to a goal. Once the GoFundMe hits a specific number, the ball is going to start rolling. Nobody's going to know who the attorney is until the whatchamacallit, not the motion, the case is filed, whatever you want to call it. And whatever's left.
Yes, we do. Wicked Crafter, insult edging right there. ToiletBaby, thank you for the super chat. Wicked Crafter.
It's all in the GoFundMe description. If I raise too much, I have a $15,000 goal. I know that's crazy. I'm hoping if there's larger creators here, you all can help me out and just push. Everything I raise that I don't use will go to a child sex charity.
Hold on. Did you hear what he said? I'm hoping if there's larger creators here, you can help me by tweeting it out or whatever. Then what did he say? Catalina, thank you so much for joining Memberships Forever at Basic Betty. What was that?
If there's larger creators here, you all can help me out and just push. Everything I raise that I don't use will go to a child sex charity. A charity for child sex prevention. You know what I mean? I don't know what you call it. I'll find a charity for that because this is disgusting. The homophobia, the bigotry.
I cannot believe that she gave him $500. Yava says, old Yeller, these crybaby ass men, for fuck's sake. No wonder other countries laughing at us.
Something good is going to come out. So I don't want his money.
Did he donate the money? No, he donated no money.
I don't want your money. I ain't stealing. I will. So once this is all settled, I will show the reports, the financials, the charity donation receipts. What else? Oh, and please donate anonymously. Do not
Yeah, that's true. We hated Ron then, though. It was a fuck you to Ron. Yeah, I totally get why she did it. Totally.
put your real name. If you really need me to know you donated, do it anonymous. Email me and let me know, hey, I donated to you. Um, and so, but as far as being transparent, that will come at some point. But for now, I'm raising money because I have the time. I've got 2 years stature, and we're just gonna see how much money I can raise and how much this community wants this to
Sorry,
stop.
Alex is pocket modding on her first day in blue. Atta girl. Sorry, Brioche, you're back. P-Day says pocketed the money end of.
You all will know
She's
when
sorry.
things happen, when things go public. Okay, now I think I covered everything. I love you.
Jesus, Alex, you caused Brioche to cut the shit out of her finger. You poor thing. You got pocket modded out and cut your finger all at the same time. Bless your heart. She didn't even know.
Guys, I'm sorry to have to ask you for this. It's not what I wanted to do, but he's forced my hand. I'm done being nice. And again, I'm warning you all. You harass me, you harass my family. It's all going to be given to the authorities, and it's all going to be tied back to Ronald Paul Corbin.
Hold on. Oh, listen to this. Hold on. I'm going to tap it back again one more time. But first, Nikki PB Knowing says the only way to refund money on his GoFundMe is to deposit the amount back into GoFundMe to cover all refunds. He didn't do that, and it'd show it on the GoFundMe. Holy shit, Nikki P.
Covered everything.
For real? Do we have a whole ass scam here? Flutterbee ASMR, same Alex. However, they're no Alex is no longer friends with Callie. It's fine. Everything's fine. All tied back to RPC.
I love you guys. I'm sorry to have to ask you for this. It's not what I wanted to do, but he's forced my hand. I'm done being nice. And again, I'm warning you all. You harass me, you harass my family. It's all going to be given to the authorities, and it's all going to be tied back to Ronald Paul Corbin.
This is May of 2023. This is wow. So at what point after this, like how long? I know he collected money in the GoFundMe and everything. Does anybody remember when he stopped it, when he pulled the plug on it and allegedly, supposedly, according to him, gave the money back and called it kaputs quits on trying to take Ron to court? Sponsored by Ritalin. Thank you so much for joining memberships. Sham rocks, and so do you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate all of you. Belinda is a special advanced leader of the Griff Gang. Instead of running her own GoFundMe scam, she uses other bigger creators to run one. Fruity Tooty. Excellent observation. Thank you for your opinion. Yaba says Griff Gang back at it, or should I say always been at it? Exactly, always been at it. Level 6 felony. Callie is not Alex's friend. All she was a parasocial friend to her. Sorry about that, Alex. I'm sorry she hurt you and used you and treated you so poorly, as we all predicted she would. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Have a good day, everybody.
Have a good day,
As far as my
everybody.
stream tomorrow, I don't know.
Alex, baby, stop pocket modding. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Gooey dumb, gooey home, bitch. Thank you so much for the super chat and the fucking banger. That was a great one. Alex, baby, stop pocket modding. It's fine. Alex is a good sport, and we appreciate her for it. Thank you. Thank you, Goofy Dumb. Thank you, Alex. That was great.
Yeah, just me.
Hold on. Nikki P says the 25th of June, Gigi and Belinda announced the end of the GoFundMe. Video will be sent in DM now. Oh, thank you, Nikki P. Damn. Wowzer. Nikki P, Lisa Simpson, both of you, as per usual, stand out star players. We appreciate you both. Thank you so much. Do you guys ever wonder if it's like a friendly competition between Nikki and Lisa P to see who can smack the most accurate receipts down in record time in one live stream? Discounted Life's eye droops an inch lower for every fake racist sock account he's created. Thank you, Fruity Tooty. That also was a banger. That's right, Kimberlina. I think he offered to refund or donate to one of his subscribers that was having a rough time. Flaming Ho, shut up. Shut up right now, Flaming Ho. Tell me you're lying. Tell me you're lying. You think he offered to refund or donate to one of his subscribers that was having a rough time? I wonder who that was. Does anybody know? I am freezing. Alex Glitter says Callie is with child, ordering her Starbucks and Uber Eats 2 meals a day. Let her live her best pregnant life. Thank you, Alex. That was a banger. That was a good one. Nikki P says, me and Lisa Simp are a team. First and foremost, you are. Look, Lisa said the same thing. Me and Nicketh P are a tag team. We share the work and the glory. You guys are fucking great. I love good sports that come into this Yab and Sam community, especially after being specifically roasted by them. You know, they're a fun time. Yes, we all love a good sport, Fruity Tooty. Yab says we could just hit sound bites and use our hillbilly accent. Seems to be what Olop's pussy likes. That's my own fault for not reading that before I read it out loud. That was a good one. That was a banger, babe. It was the same mod who called Peanut to wake her up. Really? Rio Toro, Rio, the one who called Peanut to wake her up. That is the mod who is having a hard time. So, is that where the money went? How is it that all this time I just assumed GSG refunded every last dime of that GoFund money to where from where it came? Are you telling me that he kept it and or gave it to Rio? I want to be roasted one day, but not very much by Yaba. She'd make me cry. I tell you what, you have not lived. You have not lived until you have been roasted by Yaba. Can confirm. Just Jean scammed. Yes, Rio. He didn't refund shit. Oh my God. Hold on. Are you serious? Nothing? So does he claim to have given it to Rio or did he keep it or what? What was the final tally on the GoFund money? Did FFG get not a dime of the 500 back? Toot says, I wanted to ask how I get inducted into the If Club, but then anybody saying my name would sound like Beg Linda and her slippery dentures. Peanut was like, oh my God, guys, something weird is happening to me. Like, it's weird. And I was like, you be nodding and then blocked. Pretty too. That's great. Yeah, but cracks me up when she roasts people too, P Day. I tell you what. Fruity Tooty says Peanut is a terrible sport. She is not a good sport, not a team player. I did. I threw my pen, Poison Candy Apple. I can't believe it. Interesting how Big Linda and Gigi both have issues with keeping money that isn't for them. Someone go ask FF Gina if she got a refund. Can't with you guys. Hold on. I'm falling behind again. Gigi nor Hussey, neither one refunded any money, said Sherry B. Sherry B, did you donate to these GoFunds? I'm curious. You did, didn't you? It's okay. Like, we're not going to shame you. I'm just curious. Are you a donator to said funds? And did you get any money back? Haha, I heard it, Nikki P. I heard Randy call Mandy Mandith Jean, and I also heard Randy call Sean Claw. Both of those came from us. Listen, okay. I wasn't gonna do this. I was gonna save it for tomorrow, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. We're moving on real quick. Today's coverage of anything having to do with the lawsuit ends at 2 hours 19 minutes. We'll call it 2 hours 20 even. Okay, good. Great. Listen, I got one more dramatic reading for you guys. I really don't have time. It's so long. I'm going to have to save it for tomorrow. Hey, listen, guys. Just trust and believe that you want to be here for the dramatic reading that I'm promising you all tomorrow. And with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Sorry. Sorry to do that to you, but it has to be done. It's late. It's 2:20. I didn't realize it was so late. Be here tomorrow. You will not regret it. All right. All right. See you tomorrow.